flop, and today it serves as a monument to the sheer lunacy of these people. I mean, these fools actually thought they could get American women to publicly brag about having killed their children. Of course, some of their attempts to solve this stigma problem have been more subtle than this T-shirt fiasco. In one example, several years ago, they began to characterize the epidemic of teen pregnancy as one of babies having babies. At the same time, however, they were describing teens who have abortions as young women exercising their constitutional rights. The underlying message was that a pregnant 14-year-old who gives birth is still just a baby herself, but if she has an abortion, she suddenly becomes a young woman. In effect, they were selling abortion as some sort of bizarre rite of passage into adulthood. It was a slick marketing strategy based on the realization that there is not one teenage girl in the country who would rather be seen as a baby than as a young woman. And while the abortion lobby may have given up on the "I had an abortion" T-shirt idea, this abortion as a rite of passage strategy is still in place. A few months ago, Planned Parenthood spokesperson Janet Combe was speaking to a meeting of their supporters in North Carolina where she referred to abortion as a, quote, maturing experience. She said that for many young women, having an abortion represents the first time in their lives where they successfully dealt with a major personal crisis. She went on to say that Planned Parenthood tells their customers that abortion is a common life event, similar to having a baby or getting married or getting divorced or having a loved one pass away. Now, I want to say something to the Janet Combs of this world. You are lying. Abortion is not equivalent to the life experiences you described. It is equivalent to murder, barbarism, and genocide. And whether you want to acknowledge it or not, that is the only reason you've never been able to mainstream it. The fact is, you people have been kissing this frog for 40 years, and it still hasn't turned into a prince. But if that's what you want to do, then keep puckering up. As long as you do so, however, make no mistake about it. The pro-life movement will continue to expose you for exactly what you are, morally bankrupt contract killers.
Society can prevent those who are manifestly unfit from continuing their kind. 3 generations of imbeciles are enough. I do not join in the belief that the African is our equal in brain or in heart.
We are paying for and even submitting to the dictates of an ever-increasing, unceasingly spawning class of human beings who never should have been born at all.
The laws of nature require the obliteration of the unfit.
The best way to hate a nigger is to hate him before he is born.
American eugenicists were routinely praising Hitler and holding up the Nazi eugenics program as a model for the United States to copy.
Non-white races must be excluded from America. The red and black races, if left to themselves, revert to a savage or semi-savage state in a short time. The only way possible of decreasing Negro population is by means of controlling fertility. Birth control facilities could be extended relatively more to Negroes than to whites, since Negroes are more concentrated in the lower income and education classes.
We hope that the restraint of population growth can come about through voluntary means. But if it does not, involuntary methods will be used.
There should be national sterilization for certain dysgenic types of our population who are being encouraged to breed and would die out were the government not feeding them.
If this movement continues, we soon may be accused of fighting poverty by eliminating the poor and overcoming hunger by removing the hungry.
For all their failures, what the eugenics movement had accomplished was to lay the foundation for the next phase of their plan. And this is where they would find the success that they had been chasing for over 100 years.
Welcome back. Well, you know, Johnny, this story with Mildred Jefferson is astonishing.
Broke my heart. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
This woman is one of the founders of the National Right to Life Committee. I've spent a lot of time with her. She and I had to wait in an airport one time together for a flight that got canceled, and I spent a lot of time visiting with this lady. Very nice, very charming, hardcore pro-life.
So
what is she doing?
Somehow, and we were just with Mildred just a little over a month ago, and somewhere this thing shocked me like a ton of bricks. She has now decided to support one of those candidates for governors that's from Massachusetts. And you got to understand, all three candidates support abortion, same-sex marriage, gay rights, you name it. All three of them are bad. But she figured this one fellow, I can't even say his name right, Mijos or whatever his name is. Mijos. Well, he might be more attentive.
That's irrelevant. You wait till he changes, then endorse him. But she is endorsing a pro-abort. And you say, well, you got three people that are all pro-abort. Then stay out. That's what you do. This is, I mean, I don't even know how to respond to it. I mean,
it's kind of like if you supported a pro-abort candidate?
It'd be like if I supported worse than me. This woman was one of the heroes of the pro-life movement, one of the founders of it.
You know, sometime every now and then, you know, as a pastor, you have to turn down certain marriages, you know.
Right.
But the one thing you run across, and it gets you to no end, where this girl, well, he's going to change. You mean he didn't slap you one time and you still going to marry him?
Right.
You know, yes, but I believe he's going to change because he's sorry. No, sister, he's not going to change. But this would be like a good, solid Christian woman coming up to you, tell you,
yeah,
I'm getting to marry this guy. Well, he really punched me and gave me two black eyes, but he's going to change.
He's going to be okay.
And I think he's going to be more sensitive to my needs. This is the exact same thing, and for her to do it.
I can't even begin to understand this. I mean, it's so mind-boggling. And if he's going to change, then wait till he changes.
Yes.
And let's see how that goes. But the fact is, she's now made it less likely that he'll change.
Exactly.
Because he now knows he can get the pro-life support while being a pro-abort, and he doesn't lose the pro-abort support.
Even we're talking about doing to the point where she's actually going to be the one nominating him.
It's
I mean, this is how bad it is, and so he's going to. Oh,
I can't deal with it. Carol here that works for us brought me this yesterday. She got it in the mail. It's a 2010 congressional district census, and this is it says commissioned by the Republican Party, Michael Steele, chairman, sent to Carol. And what this is they're trying to make it look like a census. It looks like a government census thing, and they're taking your positions on issues and what's important to you and so forth. And, of course, everybody always thinks, and I get a lot of criticism because I just don't kowtow to the Republican Party, but everybody thinks, the Republicans are our saviors and they're going to. This thing is 4 pages long. They talk about how it needs to be sent to registered voters in the state of Texas, vote in the Republican primary or whatever. And it's 4 pages long. And it asks you all of these things about what you feel about issues and what issues are the most important to you and do you think the Republicans are doing better on this or the Democrats or whatever. On all of the issues where they got 2 sections here where they talk about what issues are most important. And you're supposed to check the issues that are most important to you. Abortion's not mentioned. This whole 4-page thing does not contain the word abortion, unborn child, nothing.
This coming out of Republicans.
Out of the Republican Party.
Supposed to be the one party that have conservatives in it.
And pro-lifers.
And pro-lifers.
Not one word about
it. Does not mention. The closest it comes is right here. You can check that one of your most important issues is protecting traditional values. What does that mean? Abortion's not listed anywhere. Nowhere is abortion listed.
Wow.
And you wonder why the Republicans not even going to be to do the good up against a group of.
I hope they get voted out in November too. You know.
Well, no, that means wrong people in leadership. That's what this means. This is a lack of leadership. You know.
Well, speaking of, we often talk about the church on here, all denominations.
We attack them all.
The Catholic Church has got a lot of things, not the church itself, but some of the people in the Catholic Church have got some things to answer for. Sister Carol Keehan, president of the Catholic Health Association, was awarded one of the 20 pens used by President Obama to sign the health care bill because Obama said she was instrumental in helping it getting it passed.
She's a nun?
She's a nun. Sister Carol Keehan.
Does she know what's in the
Planned
healthcare
Parenthood
bill?
President Cecile Richards has praised this woman, as well as other Catholics, because of their critical demonstration of support for the health care bill. And they cared as much about health care families in America as they did the church hierarchy, and that they have stood up to the men in the Catholic Church over issues like reproductive rights. Pro-abortion sister Margaret A. Farley, 11,000 students at Catholic University of Detroit have asked that she remove from the website there links to Planned Parenthood and the National Organization for Women as career and professional resources and external sites of interest. These are Catholic.
Why aren't these people excommunicated, like Pelosi and all that?
But actually, they
are excommunicated.
Anybody that doesn't even go along with their own church teachings, they're outright hypocritical, but they're lost. These people are just using the church as a background, but it's disturbing to hear a nun doing that, because that's a person whose life will be so dedicated to God.
Right.
You know, this person has no respect for God, and no respect for the authority that is over her, and she has no respect for the teeny little least of these.
Why don't people get out of this and go be now cows or something?
Because there is this is a spiritual battle. This is beyond just the issues like abortion and gay rights and all this nonsense. There is a spiritual battle here, and I'm convinced they're trying to destroy the Catholic Church from inside. Now, I'm not Catholic. None of us here are Catholic. And the only reason we're talking about this is because these are such high-profile people on this particular issue. But let's make it crystal clear. We're Baptist. The Baptist Church is every bit as guilty, if not more so, than they are. The only difference between the Baptist Church and the Catholic Church on this issue is, and why it comes up more with Catholics, is first off, they're more heavily involved in the pro-life movement, but also their church is different than our Baptist Church. Baptist churches act